Hello, we've got less than a week to go till Christmas, and we are going to continue with doing a countdown till Christmas with our Disney stories. Next up, we have got Aurora's homemade holiday. Aurora fondly remembers Christmas with her aunt when she was young, so when Prince Phillip leaves on royal business, she invites the good fairies to the castle to recreate their homemade holiday to surprise him. This was published by Autumn Publishing, and let's get to it. One snowy December day, Princess Aurora and Prince Phillip went for a stroll. As they walked, Phillip noticed that the princess was unusually quiet. "Is something the matter?" he asked. "My aunts and I used to love Christmas time," she said. The three fairies, Flora, Fauna and Merryweather, had raised Aurora in secret, and she still thought of them as her aunts. "Let's invite them for the holidays," Phillip said. "What a splendid idea!" Aurora cried. The next morning, Prince Phillip sent an invitation to Flora, Fauna and Merryweather. Then he set off on a short trip to attend to some royal duties. Aurora was sad to see Phillip go, but she tried to look on the bright side. Now, her special Christmas preparations would be a surprise for Phillip when he returned. Soon the good fairies arrived. Princess Aurora had a special request for them. "You want a Christmas exactly like the ones we shared at the cottage?" Flora asked. "That means we can't use magic." "You better take our wands so we're not tempted to use them," Fauna said to Aurora. But the wands were hard to catch and zoomed around the room. They did not like the idea of being put away. "Shall we decorate?" Aurora asked. She led the fairies to baskets of evergreen garlands, ornaments and pretty bows. "Let's start trimming the tree," Merryweather exclaimed. "We should hang the evergreen garlands first," Flora said. Aurora knew that waiting for her aunties to agree on something could take all day, so she suggested that she and Flora put up the evergreen garlands while Fauna and Merryweather decorated the Christmas tree. Soon Aurora and the fairies moved on to the kitchen. It was time to begin baking their Christmas treats. "I can't wait until Phillip tastes your special layer cake or the Christmas jam rolls." "We'll need lots of red frosting," Flora announced. "Green frosting is prettier," Merryweather argued. "We'll use both," Aurora declared. The next morning over breakfast, Aurora and the good fairies talked about a gift for Phillip. "I want to give him a homemade present," Aurora said to her aunt. "But what?" "How about a shirt?" Flora suggested. "But I don't know how to sew," the princess replied sadly. "We'll show you how," Merryweather said. Aurora smiled. "Do you remember the stockings you sewed when I was a little girl?" she asked. "Of course," Flora said. "We forgot to stitch up the bottoms and the gifts fell out." "You'd say, 'Look, her stocking is empty. We'd better fill it up with more treats,'" Aurora said, chuckling as she remembered the happy times she had shared with the fairies. All morning, the fairies worked with Aurora, teaching her how to cut fabric and how to sew a shirt. "Oh dear," the princess said when she looked down at her sewing. "This shirt doesn't look quite right." The fairies quickly set aside their own projects to help Aurora with Phillip's shirt. When Aurora finished Phillip's gift, the fairies helped her get ready. The prince would be home soon. The fairies made a crown of holly for the princess's hair. Next, they had to decide what she should wear. Flora suggested a red dress. Merryweather preferred a blue one. Then Fauna held up a beautiful purple gown. Aurora tried it on. The dress was perfect. Even Flora and Merryweather had to admit the purple dress looked lovely on the princess. The last thing Aurora had to do was wrap the prince's gift. Once again, she asked for the fairies to help. When they were finished, the princess placed the present under the tree. That afternoon, Prince Phillip arrived back at the castle. Aurora was eagerly waiting for him. "Close your eyes," she said with a sly grin, "and don't open them until I tell you to." Aurora led Phillip into the grand hall, where Flora, Fauna and Merryweather were waiting. Phillip looked around. Crooked wreaths dangled from the walls. The Christmas tree was decorated on one side. Lopsided cakes, burnt tarts, and misshapen cookies filled a table. "I've never seen preparation like these before," Philip said politely. "I can see why you find them so special." "Try a lemon tart," Aurora said. Philip took one and nibbled it. Suddenly, a strange look came over his face. The lemon tart tasted horrible. "Oh dear," Fauna said. "We must have forgotten the sugar." Aurora handed Philip his gift. "One more surprise," she said. "A shirt!" the prince exclaimed after opening the box. But when Philip tried on his present, the princess and the fairies burst into laughter. "Oh dear, that's certainly not the right size," Aurora said. The sleeves were far too long. Aurora knew her Christmas wasn't perfect, but sharing a homemade holiday with Philip and her aunt had made it one of the best Aurora could remember. So that was Aurora's homemade holiday. I hope you have as much fun at Christmas as they did. I will see you real soon.